Hey, what's up guys? Good to do another knife review. Today we're looking at Cold Steel Mini Tuff Lite. Wait a minute. That's just a box. Here's the knife. Just want to show you what the box looks like because people sometimes they like to look at them. I don't know why. I don't do box reviews. Or do I? Yeah, let's check this box out a little more. Seems like it's good construction here. Pretty thick. I like the artwork on it, sharp corners, very lightweight. Pretty cool. Nice warranty, good layout here. I like it. A little smooth on the side, could use a little bit of jimping here. Let's take a look inside. Ooh, good rigidity. Even has paperwork. Look at the glue marks on there. I don't like it. All right, let's talk about the knife now. Yes, this is the Cold Steel Mini Tuff Lite. For 2012, I see that they have a larger version, the full-size version of this, for people who like the small one, which I may actually check out because I really like this knife. Definitely in the top 10 favorite small knives for two reasons. One, ergonomics, and two, completely overbuilt. There's no stinking way this thing is ever going to fail on you. Okay, they put the triad lock on this for such a small knife. I mean, it's crazy. Specs on here, we have a 2-inch blade. Not much going on there at all. AUS 8A, stainless. You guys know all about that. Don't have to go into that in much detail. We have a 3 inches in the closed position, making it 5 inches overall. Very lightweight, 1.7 ounces. I like when people do this, when they do like a review and they go, it's real lightweight. Like, yeah, that's light. Like that helps anything. You gotta just, you know it's lightweight or not from, from carrying around using it. But it's a visual in case you're kind of like half paying attention. You go, oh, he's shaking it. He's talking about the weight. Oh my God, oh my God. All right, so yeah, small, lightweight, cheap, $15 to $25. And it's got that triad lock. Okay, now if you haven't seen this before, I will give Cold Steel this. Because I do like Cold Steel knives. I like a lot of them. Not all of them, but I have to say as a company, I like the majority of what they put out. And some people will disagree. That's okay. I like all kinds of knives. I'm not a fanboy to any one company. There's lots and lots of companies out there that puts lots and lots of knives out there. In fact, I recently did a video. I did a review on, what was I reviewing? It's one of my older videos, and someone had mentioned that they didn't like that company. They said, oh, I got 2 knives from them. They both stunk. I hate them. And I go, well, if you give me any kind of company, any brand, with a few exceptions, but most production knife companies, I'll tell you at least 1 or 2 models that are horrific. They're horrible, and if you paid money for them, you would be extremely disappointed in them. Every company has their good knives and their bad. So it's hard to get 2 knives from a single company and then dismiss them completely. You don't want to do that because you're missing out. But anyway, yes, I like a lot of Cold Steel knives, and their triad system, it's just this pin here. Okay, you see there is a screw head, it torques here. Take it apart. If you want to take the blade out, you can. This is all one solid piece. It's like their Grivery type plastic. It's like an ABS, but it is one solid piece. So if you want to take this knife apart, all you're doing is removing the pivot screw, you're moving the triad lock, the bar there, or pin, see there, and you take out the pivot screw for the lock back. Okay, so that's pretty basic. I wouldn't even bother taking this apart. It'd probably be a pain in the butt putting it back together, to be honest. Once this is locked up, you get a tiny side to side, which is easily adjustable if you wanted to with the pivot screw, but the up and down is it's solid. The triad lock does really kick butt. It really does. Just by design, it's very innovative. It's extremely strong. I still would consider it the 3rd strongest locking mechanism in the world. And then you were scratching your head going, what's 1 and 2, man? This is number 3. What's 1 and 2? I need to know. Well, the first one I would say was probably the paratrooper style knife, and I will do a video on that in the future. And the second would be the Balisong. And a lot of people poo-poo the Balisongs. Ew, Balisongs are toys, man. Well, you know what? That's because you bought a $5 one, and yeah, $5 Balisong is a toy, and it's not going to do you much. But you get a quality one, and by design, it's just the second least likely to ever fail on you. Just my opinion, but I think I can back that up with some facts. Anyway, this is not a Balisong, so I don't know why I'm bringing it up. It's a very cool design. Ergos are great on this. I love how just in the last probably 3 years, a lot of knife companies, they're really just doing these innovative designs and really taking advantage of large, very large finger choils using the ricasso, okay, underneath where the blade grind is. This is the ricasso of the knife, this area. And they're integrating their finger choils, oversized finger choils. My lips just, they don't match with my brain. Like my brain sending signals down like, okay, we're gonna say this. And my lips are like, all right, let's go. And it doesn't work out. And I start like making up words and stuff and I stutter. I don't know why that happens. Maybe I'm just too excited about it. Like I said before in my last video, I'm like a knife crackhead. I just need another fix. Yes, they've been integrating, I'm talking about the knife community as a whole, finger choils, deep finger choils like this. I really like it. It's extremely ergonomic. It's awesome. I really like it. It's very comfortable. This is kind of a 3-finger grip on this one. You get a little bit of pinky action there, but not much. I do like how it's somewhat rounded, okay? So that if you do have larger hands and your pinky does not completely grip on there, it's not gonna be uncomfortable. It's not gonna create a sore spot or hot spot. Okay, that's where if you grip a knife hard or if you use it, often, it's digging in and it's uncomfortable in one area. You do not have that on this knife, which is fantastic. There's a little bit of a kind of a shave cut out here. It's not really cut out because it's just molded plastic, but you can see that kind of a surfboard shape. It does fit nicely if you're gonna hold a knife like this to kind of cut sideways. I think that's pretty cool. I generally don't do that. To open this knife, you have it's not really an opening hole, it's an opening oval. It's very purposeful. This is one of those small knives where the pocket clip comes in handy because you're using your fingers to grip that. If the pocket clip was not there, it might be a little bit more difficult to open this, one-handed. Of course, anyone can just take 2 hands and open it like that. But for one-hand opening, it aids in that because your fingers kind of grip the edge of it. So I do like that quite a bit. Easy to open, it's easy to get to. I've actually used this knife twice with gloves on because I've been doing some yard work lately and I'm wearing those mechanics gloves, which I really like, the light duty ones. I want to get the ones with the leather palms too. They're like, I don't know, like $27 or something at Lowe's, but they look pretty cool. But yes, very easy to get to, very easy to access. Now, once this locks up, okay, that triad lock, it really is something. This thing is completely overbuilt. You will literally snap this blade in half before the lock fails on you. I can promise you that. It's amazing. The design itself, I may do a separate video just on the triad lock and how it works in case you guys don't understand it, but it's very, very fascinating. And what I've noticed with this one too is, first of all, with all the triad knives from Cold Steel, you have to depress the lock back a lot. Like some knives, you'll be able to push it that much, and that'll be enough to unlock the blade. No, you gotta keep going and going and going, because not just by design here, you really have to push down on. That's why sometimes people, they get the larger, like the Spartans and so forth, and the Rajas, and they're like, oh man, you gotta really push hard on it like that. It's a good thing, okay? You don't want this to fail. You don't want to accidentally grip this and have your lock come undone, okay? So that's a great thing. Don't be complaining about that. That's a positive. But I did also notice, if I get in really close, let this adjust for a second here. I got a glare, there we go. Look deep down in there. Can you see that? A little kind of circle, that metal circle. I actually put a spring in this one. Let me see if I can give you a view on the inside. It'll be much better. Oh yeah. You see that down in there? It's right to the right of that silver pin, which is our pivot pin for the lockback. That's what it's pivoting on. Imagine like a seesaw. It's a little kitty sitting right here, a little kid right there, and it goes, woohoo, woohoo, my turn, woohoo. That's what it pivots on. Pivots on? That's what it pivots on. I'm telling you, my body doesn't work that good. The electrical signals from my brain to my lips, they get lost somewhere. They get sidetracked. But anyway, to the right there is a spring that's incorporated in the plastic frame here, so it does put added pressure. There's literally spring tension on there, okay, keeping that locked. All good, positive stuff, okay? The only downside to that is that it's a little bit harder to depress the lock, but that's not a big deal. Like I said, it's something you want. Oversized oval here, going with the same theme as the opening hole, or opening oval rather. If you want to throw a paracord lanyard on this in order to give yourself, a little bit more length for a full 4-finger grip, if you wish. I wouldn't do that. Pocket clip on this one, like most Cold Steels, they're very tight. I'm not a huge fan of the tight clips, but I will say this, one of the best pocket clips that they have in their entire line of knives. 2 reasons. First of all, there's no There's no grip on this. There's no texturing. I love it. I absolutely love it. I wish I can try some of the other knives with no texturing. All right, because you have a nice smooth surface underneath that pocket clip. So this being really tight like it is, it's fine. Works beautifully. I got a piece of cardboard here I gotta cut. And I'll tell you, that happens every time. I go to make a video, someone wants to call me. Forgot what I was doing. I think I got cardboard here. I think I'm gonna cut it in half and then use the cardboard to show you what it looks like clipped. I think that's what I was gonna do. All right, so here's a piece of cardboard, and I will also grab a piece of paper. Okay, so first of all, I hate that. I can't get distracted. Okay, here's what it looks like. Fold the cardboard. That's what it looks like pretty much in the pocket. Okay, so you can see what's exposed there. In the pocket, I don't tend to like smaller knives in the pocket because I feel like they're going to fall out easily. In fact, I did, like most of the time, I will take the pocket clip off just to carry smaller knives in the pocket as a tool kind of loose in there, okay? Now, I did say, and my opinion still holds, that it does aid in opening this smaller knife, having the clip on there. But even without the clip, it's fine, still works just fine. So anyway, let me turn my camera up just a little bit here, and I'll give you a little cut demo. All right. So, we have some cardboard here. Actually, first I have a piece of paper. Now this is fully serrated, okay, which is not my preference, but it's still not bad. It's hard to sharpen these serrations once they do get dull, and that's what's people's biggest issue with them, you know. But when they're brand new, they're nice and sharp. And I probably have realistically maybe 40 minutes, 50 minutes of hard use on this knife, which is plenty to figure out what I like and don't like about it. But even with that, you'll see it starts to tear a little bit at the end. Okay, if you catch one of the grooves on the inside, like one of the larger grooves, it will be nice and sharp. But of course, if you don't catch it, you'll rip it just like that. So with a paper cut test, you gotta really be careful to make it look impressive. You know, you can make it look good, but if you don't know what you're doing, you could just tear it and it looks like it's dull. It doesn't mean it's dull, it's just you're not cutting it properly because you're going in all those tiny little grooves and they're not razor sharp like they used to be. However, cutting cardboard, which a lot of you guys are gonna use your knives for, it works just fine. Cuts very nicely. Very effective. Now, when I use this knife, instead of doing like a grip like this, because it seems awkward, I have to put my arm over top like that to pull through. A lot of times I'll do kind of a pinch grip. And I've been doing this a lot lately since I carried the Spyderco Ambitious, is because I do that little spider drop, take it out of the pocket because it was the tip up carry. I pull out of the pocket like that, I grab the opening hole and just kind of do like a spider drop. Can't really do it as good with this because of the spring tension on the lock. But if you really whip it out, you can kind of get it. But anyway, once it's open, that's generally how I use this knife, is I'll grab with a pinch grip. Okay, I'll use that to actually get in and do my cutting. But you can see it's pretty darn sharp. Serrations are very useful in certain situations. But you don't always have that situation, and a lot of times when you're cutting stuff, serrations, especially when they dull out, that's why a lot of people don't like them, because they can't be consistent with them, and they cannot sharpen them themselves. They have issues. But, you know, I can cut like this for a long time. It's still nice and sharp. Yeah, what else? What else can I say about this knife? I want to give you a little size comparison here. Should do this with more knife reviews, but I just figured I'd do it today. Just some common knives, the SOG Flash 2. I'll line all the blades up, the heels of the blades, anyway, where the handles meet. So you can kind of see the difference. Cold steel is the 4-inch tie Lite. Alright, teeny tiny knife. Very popular, Kershaw Skyline. Let's put that down here. And Rat 1, Ontario. Just to give you like an overall, here's some common knives. If you happen to have one of these other knives, then you'll get an idea of size reference. Alright, this is one of those knives where you definitely have more handle to blade ratio. Okay, our cutting edge is this long. Put that next to our handle and you can see it's, you know, about half of our handle. What I like about that is you have a smaller blade, but if they were to say, I don't know, design it so it's only this long completely, you wouldn't have as much grip on it. I do like a full at least a 3-finger grip on knives. being that the fact you get a great grip on this and the fact you have that triad lock that is just uber strong. Yes, uber, that's past super. It makes for a very effective knife. I really like this one. Like I said, easily the top 10 favorite small knife, small folding knives anyway. I really like it. It's a fantastic knife. I think for the you know, roughly $20 or so you're gonna pay for one of these. I really look into, if you like this knife design in general, you might even want to skip the mini Tuff Lite and look directly into the regular size Tuff Lites for an EDC knife. And I would definitely recommend for most people out there a straight edge blade for ease of maintenance and resharpening. Okay, because you can learn how to resharpen a straight edge a lot easier than you're ever going to figure out how to sharpen serrations. I've been sharpening knives for literally 18 years and I've not perfected serrations. I can get them sharper than most people, but I cannot get that razor edge on them. I just can't do it. So, and I've had all different systems and all different, you know, trying to do it by hand and all that kind of stuff. And it's painstakingly slow. And honestly, it's not something that you would want to put the time and effort into. So you're much better off getting a plain edge and maintaining it better. That being said, there's certain jobs and certain people where you use knives for specific uses. In that case, if you're just cutting fibrous materials, like if you're, I don't know, you work in a boat or something and like the majority of your cutting, like 95% of what you cut is like manila rope or some kind of nylon rope, go with serrations. But don't go with something small like this. Obviously you want to get the right tool for the job. But really, really cool. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate your time as always. And I have plenty more knives to review in the near future, but this one's definitely a keeper. One of my favorites. So that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.